Well, folks, it looks like they finally decided to free the real. Kevin Gates is apparently going to be freed from prison next Wednesday, according to TMZ. Now, some of you may be wondering, what did he do to end up in prison in the first place? He had that infamous video of him at that concert kicking that woman in the chest, and he caught a lot of flack online for that, basically for hitting a woman overall. A lot of people were upset with that, and he addressed that on the song The Truth off of his Isla album, and he talked about how she kept grabbing at his junk and it pissed him off, and his kids were watching him on stage and he didn't like the disrespect, although it's kind of not really defensible, especially considering that there are a lot of videos out there on the internet of him acting weird towards women at his concerts. But anyway, he had so much legal trouble before that, he's kind of been in and out of prison his whole life, that incident and the charges that she pressed ended up landing him a 5-month prison sentence in a Florida prison. And then just when he was about to get out, the day actually he was getting out of prison, an outstanding weapons related warrant from his past popped up that nobody knew about, and I guess he had forgotten about. And he landed back in prison with a 30-month sentence he got slapped with. And he served 9 months of that so far. And according to the representative at the Illinois Department of Corrections, and he's been serving his sentence at an Illinois prison. He will be getting out on parole next Wednesday, and his release conditions include mandatory supervision and no possession of firearms, obviously. And it seems like over the last few years of his life, he's really tried to get himself together. If you watch his interviews, he's all about philosophy and bettering himself. He's converted to Islam. He seems to be kind of on the Gucci route, where he's trying to live a cleaner lifestyle and get away from all of the street stuff that was kind of keeping him from reaching major success. Now, in 2015, he really proved that he was here to stay with that Isla album. It sold major units without him really having any features on the project. And the two big singles, Two Phones and Really, Really, were just him, and they were massive. They went multi-platinum. So he was able to prove that as this kind of street rapper with a sense of melody, that he could move records, and he had this massive dedicated fan base across the country, especially in Louisiana, especially in the South. And then later that year, Future did something similar, kind of following the same template as Kevin Gates, not having a whole lot of features and just kind of using his sense of melody and his street sensibilities to create something new and exciting that fans could enjoy. The only issue is that in his interviews and things like that, Kevin Gates talks a big game about how he's staying out of the streets and all this philosophical stuff that I talked about a minute ago. And if you watch his interviews, it's kind of like watching Buddha get interviewed. He has all these different sayings he says, and he kind of has this stoic atmosphere to him. And he talks about all these books he's read and what he's learned from them. And then he does something totally different on his social media. There was that social media post he made on Instagram, that video where he was talking about how he was sleeping with his cousin, and then something about him making a girl have sex with his dog to prove that she was loyal to him, and all these other things that have caused a lot of controversy. So it seems like there are deeper issues there than just trying to stay away from firearms and other criminal activity that could jeopardize his career. So hopefully he sorted some of that out during his most recent sentence. It seems like for some rappers like Gucci, jail time could be good, and for other rappers like XXXTentacion recently, it doesn't seem like jail time is doing a lot to change their perspective on life or the way they act on social media. So we'll see how this affects his career. Hopefully he can come out of this with as much steam as he had previously. His wife Drecka Gates released a By Any Means 2 mixtape early or mid 2017 to kind of capitalize and keep his hype going, much like the Gucci prison mixtapes, and that kind of got some of his hype back. So we'll see if he's able to maintain it. This has been Global Savage News. This is JV Dine signing off.
That's what I thought you said. Now let me offer this as a rebuttal.